Every Tuesday morning, over 80 million American homes roll one object to the curb. Nobody takes a picture of it. Nobody is proud of it. Nobody wants to touch it. Yet hidden behind this disgusting object was a business that would eventually be worth $250 million. Most people only see trash. You saw something different. Every week, families dragged their bins outside. The garbage truck emptied them. Then the bins stayed behind, covered in rotten food, sticky liquids, mold, and bacteria. Everyone hated cleaning them. Most people simply ignored them. One afternoon, you watched an elderly woman trying to scrub her trash bin. 20 minutes later, she was still cleaning. Frustrated, she looked at her husband and quietly said, "I'd gladly pay someone to do this." That single sentence was worth millions. That night, you opened your laptop. Your town had nearly 95,000 homes. If only 2% became customers, that would be 1,900 recurring clients. You weren't calculating money. You were calculating a market. The numbers were surprisingly simple. Charge $35 per month. Clean each bin twice every month. Eco-friendly detergent. High-pressure hot water. 5-minute service. Customers save time. You create recurring income. You didn't need venture capital. You needed equipment. A used trailer. 2 industrial pressure washers. A 300-gallon water tank. A generator. Hoses. Cleaning solution. Total investment? $4,800. Everything you had. Your first advertisement wasn't expensive. You posted inside local Facebook groups, knocked on a few doors, left flyers. 3 days later, one homeowner booked a cleaning. $35. It wasn't the money. It was proof. Someone believed the problem was worth paying to solve. Week 1, 1 customer. Week 2, 5. Week 3, 12. By the end of the month, 38 families subscribed. Monthly recurring revenue, $1,330. Tiny, but recurring. That changed everything. Friends couldn't understand. You quit overtime to wash garbage bins. Some laughed. Others pitied you. They judged the work, not the business. And that's the difference between employees and entrepreneurs. One evening, you finished your last bin. 38 customers, 38 recurring payments. Then, something clicked. You weren't building a cleaning company. You were building a subscription business. And subscription businesses can scale. 3 months later, your phone rings. It's the president of a local homeowners association. He has a simple question. Can you clean every trash bin in our neighborhood? You pause. 300 homes. 1 contract. This single phone call is worth more than your first 3 months combined. For the first time, you stop thinking like a cleaner and start thinking like a business owner. The HOA agrees to a community rate. Instead of charging each homeowner, you invoice the association directly. 300 homes, $28 per home, 1 cleaning every month, 1 invoice, $8,400 from a single route. Suddenly, efficiency becomes more valuable than working harder. You notice something important. Driving across the city wastes time, fuel, labor, profit. So instead of accepting customers everywhere, you group them by neighborhood. Every truck cleans 50 bins before moving to the next street. The distance shrinks, the profit grows. Until now, you were the business. That had to change. You hire your first employee. His name is Mike. You spend an entire week teaching him one thing. Not how to clean bins, how to treat customers. Because clean bins create revenue. Great service creates referrals. After every cleaning, you send one simple text. If you loved today's service, would you mind leaving a review? Most businesses ignore this. You don't. 6 months later, your company has over 300 five-star reviews. Customers begin finding you instead of the other way around. By the end of your first year, you aren't chasing customers anymore. They're already scheduled. Monthly subscriptions quietly arrive. Every Monday, you already know how much revenue the month will bring. Predictability becomes your greatest competitive advantage. 1 year later, your company serves 872 homes. Monthly subscription, $35. Monthly revenue, $30,520. Annual revenue, $366,000. You're not rich, but you've built something even more valuable. Proof. Most people celebrate their first profitable year by buying a luxury car. You buy a second trailer, another pressure washer, a larger water tank. Every dollar goes back into the company. Lifestyle stays the same, capacity doubles. People don't recommend companies, they recommend experiences. You wrap every trailer in bright colors. Uniforms match. Trucks stay spotless. Employees smile. Soon, children wave when your trucks enter the neighborhood. Without realizing it, you've built a brand. Late one evening, you spread a map of America across your desk. One city became 2. 2 became 5. Then a thought changed your future. What if every city has the same problem? That question would eventually build a company worth $250 million. 3 years had passed. The company was growing, but you noticed a dangerous pattern. Every new customer still depended on adding more employees, more trucks, more hours. You weren't building freedom. You were building another full-time job. That realization changed everything. You stopped asking, "How can I work harder?" and started asking, "How can the business grow without me?" Instead of memorizing everything, you documented everything. How to greet customers, how to inspect a trash bin, how much water to use, how to clean in under 5 minutes, how to answer complaints. Every step became a standard operating procedure. Now, anyone could deliver the same quality. The business no longer depended on one person. Next, you invested in software. Customers booked online. Invoices were automatic. Routes optimized themselves overnight. Technicians received jobs through an app. Less paperwork, fewer mistakes, more time serving customers. Technology wasn't replacing people, it was multiplying their productivity. Then you discovered something bigger. Apartment complexes, restaurants, schools, hospitals, shopping centers. Each one had dozens, sometimes hundreds of trash bins. One commercial contract generated more revenue than 50 residential homes. The business model quietly evolved. By year 5, the company looked very different. 15 trucks, 42 employees, 5 cities, nearly 12,000 recurring customers, annual revenue $6.8 million, net operating profit about $1.6 million. Not spectacular by Silicon Valley standards, but incredibly healthy for a service business. People from other states kept asking, "Can you bring this service here?" You could keep opening locations yourself, or you could teach others how to build theirs. That's when the franchise model was born. Instead of owning every truck, you owned the system. Within 3 years, your brand expanded into 23 states. More than 100 franchise operators, over 300 service trucks. Every morning, thousands of trash bins were cleaned. Not by you, by a system you designed years earlier. That was the true turning point. Investors didn't care about pressure washers, they cared about predictability. Over 70% of customers stayed on monthly subscriptions. Recurring revenue meant stable cash flow. Stable cash flow meant lower risk. Lower risk meant a much higher business valuation. That's what Wall Street was really buying. One morning, your assistant forwarded an email. Then another. And another. Private equity firms wanted meetings, not because trash bins were exciting, because your company generated predictable profits in hundreds of neighborhoods every single month. You had built exactly what institutional investors love. Year 10. Annual revenue, $48 million. EBITDA, $25 million. Investment bankers applied an industry multiple, 10 times EBITDA. The number appeared on the screen, $250 million. You stared at it quietly, then closed the laptop. Tomorrow morning, the trash bins would still need cleaning. The strange thing about success is that people rarely notice you while you're building it. But the moment newspapers mention your company, your phone won't stop ringing. Former classmates, distant relatives, people who ignored your emails years ago. Suddenly, everyone remembers your name. The business didn't change overnight. Their perception did. A business journalist asks, "What inspired this incredible company?" She expects a dramatic story, a genius invention, a revolutionary technology. Instead, you simply answer, "I paid attention." She laughs. You don't, because that's exactly what happened. Most entrepreneurs chase brilliant ideas. You chased an obvious problem. The opportunity wasn't hidden. It was simply ignored. Every week, millions of dirty trash bins sat outside American homes. People complained. People avoided them. Nobody built a system around them until you did. People still say you built a trash bin cleaning company. No, that was never the business. You built a recurring revenue machine, a logistics company, a customer experience system, a trusted neighborhood brand. The trash bins were only the beginning. 10 years later, you drive past the same street, the same driveway, the same house. The woman who became your very first customer is still there. She smiles. She doesn't care about your valuation. She's simply happy her trash bin has always been clean. And somehow, that matters more than the headlines. Today, more than 500 service vehicles operate under your brand. Over 350 employees, hundreds of franchise partners, nearly 180,000 recurring customers. Annual revenue, approximately $95 million. Estimated EBITDA, around $25 million. Business valuation, $250 million. All because one simple service became a scalable system. Money changed your house, your investments, your calendar. But it didn't change the lesson. You still believe the biggest fortunes are rarely built by solving impossible problems. They're built by solving ordinary problems exceptionally well. People saw the headlines. They saw the valuation. They saw the success. They never saw the 5 a.m. mornings, the freezing winter cleanings, the rejected flyers, the broken equipment, the months when you questioned everything. Success always looks faster from the outside. Most people spend their lives searching for million-dollar ideas. You spend yours observing million-dollar problems. There's a difference. Ideas are imagined. Problems already exist. The greatest businesses don't create demand, they answer it. One dirty trash bin, one frustrated homeowner, one simple question. What if someone solved this? That question became thousands of jobs, millions in recurring revenue, a company worth $250 million. And it all started with a problem everyone else walked past. So, tomorrow, don't look for a brilliant idea. Look for the ordinary frustration that people have accepted as normal. Because hidden inside everyday problems are tomorrow's extraordinary businesses. Most people wait for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The wealthiest entrepreneurs build fortunes by solving problems that happen every single day. The next $250 million business might already be on your street. hidden inside a problem everyone else has stopped noticing.